But then I see something of Jesus's heart. It says in verse 33, when Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews had come with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in spirit and greatly troubled. I see the Jesus who was coming into town to raise our brother from the dead, coming up close to Mary and really seeing her heart. He could have said to Mary, Mary, of all the people, you sat at my feet and done the right thing. Don't you not believe who I am? And, come out of the way. I'm going to raise your son, or your brother. He didn't do any of that, even though he was God. He had all authority to do that, but he didn't do that. I see Christ's humanity of who he is when somebody is grieving, when somebody is pouring out their heart, when somebody is discouraged or in delay. I see that, and it's captured in Isaiah 53 verse 3. This is who Jesus is. He said he was despised and rejected, a man of sorrows, acquainted with the deepest grief. You see, this is our God. This is Jesus that understands and draws close to us and understands. And he was moved by Mary's tears. He was moved. And he was moved to the point that it says that actually he's angry at, death. He's angry at, things that disappoint us. So I want to go on to, it says here, they said, Lord, come and see. And Jesus wept. So the Jews said, see how he loved him. I'll go to verse 37. It says, but some of them said, could he not open the eyes of the blind? Also kept the man from dying. So I'll go back to what I said about Mary, which I forgot. I also see that when people are grieving, it's so easy to turn around and say to people, oh, God is with you, be okay. You see the difference with Jesus. When he met Mary, he was moved. There was an action. He took charge and took over. And sometimes we have to recognize that even though, people may be delayed or disappointment, that actually hear their heart, hear them pour out, their disappointment. But yet you have the authority and you have the power to pray for that person. Jesus will be moved, and he will move on that person's behalf, just the way he did with Mary. So I want to go to verse 38. And then it says here, then Jesus deeply moved again, meaning he didn't, he was so moved that death came. He says he came to the tomb, and it was a cave, and a stone laid against it. And Jesus said, take away the stone. Martha, the sister of the dead man, said to him, Lord, by this time there will be an odor, for he has been dead 4 days. Then Jesus reminds her, did I not tell you that if you believed, you would see the glory of God? See, this was Martha, who had a revelation just when she came out, because she said, you're the Son of God. But yes, she forgot all of that, because there was a manifestation, there was a smell. Her sight, her senses got in the way, the reality of what she was seeing. But then Jesus gently said, do you believe? So they took away the stone, and Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, Father, I thank you that you have heard me. I know that you always hear me, but I say this on the account of the people standing around, that they may believe that you have sent me. When he had said these things, he cried out with a loud voice, Lazarus, come out. Then the man who died came out. His hands and feet were bound with linen strips, and his face wrapped with cloth. Jesus said, unbind him and let him go. And I see the Lord saying that in your times of delays, discouragement and grief, unbind him, unbind her and let her go. Because that's what times of delay and discouragement and even grief does to us. It keeps us all wrapped up in ourselves. So what am I giving you today? I want you to see different contrasts of who Mary and Martha were. They were women. They also spent time with Jesus. They also went into their different seasons of, delay and discouragement and grief. But they also seen, by faith, Martha, a new side of Martha receiving revelation. We also see a new side of Mary, who actually was far away from the Lord in the end. But then she ran to him and fell on her knees, and she said it as it was. She poured out her disappointment. So what am I saying today? In seasons when we go through with COVID, there's many people, if we're not going to go through something, if we're not going through something, I am sure that somebody else is going through it. So what is the key points in this? Remember that Jesus is one of a man of sorrows, acquainted with grief. He comes alongside those who are in delay, discouragement or grief, and yet he has the power. So what I'd say today is that remember, draw on to him. Don't be far away. Come to him. And believe me, sometimes delay can produce a miracle. So I leave this message with you today. Whoever it's for, I pray that you draw on to Jesus. You see his heart towards you in these times, but also has the power to change it. God bless you.